Cadets here at Cultural Awareness are deployed into the notional country of Ethiopia, where they encounter SAPA insurgency forces. So it's important for them to understand the culture of the Ethiopian forces and the customs and courtesies and those things that they're going to have to encounter as they deal with civilians on the battlefield, as you can see in a practical training exercise right here. As an Army officer, it's really important to understand the culture that you're dealing with and to be culturally sensitive. It's very hard to make a connection with a country that you're trying to work with if you don't understand sort of the do's and don'ts of that particular culture, and you don't understand the sensitivities, and you constantly violate those cultural norms. So for a commissioned officer that's got to go overseas, really in unfamiliar terrain, unfamiliar cultures, many things that are very unfamiliar, and to quickly fit in, it's very important to do that immersion training or that pre-deployment training to understand the religious background, to understand some of the cultural norms, and to understand sort of really the history of the country, to understand where they come from, to avoid saying something that might be sensitive or might be taken out of context, or to talk to the wrong person, their interaction with females, those sort of things. It's very important to understand all those cultural norms so that you can make that connection and you can get on to executing your operations.
Would you be willing to give us money so that he can get the supplies he needs to treat my village?
I cannot guarantee money, but I can assist you with medical.
We put them through some different station training. First one is actually cross-cultural communication, how to talk to someone from another culture, how to build rapport with them, and then how to use an interpreter to do that. And we'll put them through a station on searching. It is some of the searching techniques themselves, but how to do the searches in culturally sensitive ways. If you're going to search a vehicle, if you're going to search someone's home, understanding what things might be sensitive to them, religious artifacts, prayer rugs. If you're going to search somebody's person, how to do that in a culturally sensitive way, especially when it comes to females for cultures like Ethiopia. And our last station is not necessarily direct or completely tied to culture, but it has to do with profession of arms and ethical decision making. And there are some cultural challenges that come up when it comes to ethical decision making.
Yeah, so the situations that they get here, although they're notional and that's not the same as a real life situation, it really gives them some good background on some of the things that they can encounter when they get overseas. All of the role players here are trained on the Ethiopian culture, which is very similar to a culture that we would expect to encounter overseas in today's environment. There's consistency because the culture that they're being trained here is consistent from station to station, and it is exactly the same training that the OP4 receive as they go out on the lanes. So what they receive here, they can expect to encounter on the situational training exercise lanes throughout the rest of LDAC, through their 6 lanes and their patrolling lanes.